What's going on, mother flowers? How are we today? I'm telling you, I'm very good. I'm a little bit like, I don't know, spacey and tired, to be honest. Number one, the full moon always does it. Number two, rolled hard yesterday. Number three, the freaking world is on fire. It's going crazy, all right? And we need to talk about it. We got to talk about it right now. Right now, we got to talk about it. We're going to get into it. We're going to answer some of your questions that have come through, and we're going to, generally speaking, catch up, have a good time. So what I'm going to do is give me 3 to 5 mics. Give me 3 to 5 mics, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to come right back to you. I'm going to play a little music. We got to talk about this, though. We got to talk about the drone attack that just happened on one of our bases in Jordan, okay? In Jordan, this is a big deal. And I'm not able to find exactly what group is taking responsibility for this. Mainstream brainwashing stream media isn't exactly telling us. Maybe no one's taking direct responsibility. They just simply say Iranian-backed rebels. We don't know if it's the Houthis. We don't know who the fuck this was from. But somebody sent a gosh damn drone, killed 3 of our boys over there, and injured like 46 more. I'm upset. I'm starting to get more upset. But you know what? That's what they want. They want us to be upset. Who do they want us to be upset with? Iran, so we can attack them. Fuck it. Might as well. What else are we doing, right? Sitting around. It's an election year. So I doubt that we're going to do much. But you know what? Biden administration is so freaking incompetent that anyway, we'll get into it. So for now, I'm going to play a little song, little soundscape for you here and collect myself. And we'll come on right on back to you there, buddy. So for now, chill out. Give me, I don't know, 3 to 5 mics and we'll come back. All right. 3 to 5 mics and we'll come back. The world's on fire, guys. The world's absolutely crazy right now. And something tells me that we're going to see another big conflict coming in here fairly soon. So again, for those of you just joining us, give me a second. I'm collecting myself, putting my notes together, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We're back, mother flowers. Here we are. We're freaking here and we're live. We're together, okay? That's all that matters in the end. We're together. We're talking about geopolitics. All right? I like this song. This makes me feel as if I was in the Middle East. Riding candles. All right. Get it out of here. Stop that. Stop it. All right. We've got serious topics to discuss. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up reading y'all a article, and this actually, keep in mind, okay, this article comes from the Communist News Network, but I'm gonna read it off, and keep in mind, I've always been more of a action guy, and my reading skills are not like crazy good. But hey, listen, I'll try for you. Okay, for you, it's only for you. All right, it's only for you. All right. So the U.S. Army soldiers, 3 U.S. Army soldiers were killed, and at least 24 service members were injured in a drone attack overnight on a small U.S. outpost in Jordan. U.S. officials told CNN, marking the first time U.S. troops have been killed by enemy fire in the Middle East since the beginning of the Gaza war. The killing of 3 Americans at Tower 22 in Jordan, near the border with Syria, is a significant escalation of an already precarious situation in the Middle East. Officials said that the drone was fired by Iranian-backed militants and appeared to come from Syria. U.S. Central Command confirmed in a statement on Sunday that 3 service members were killed and at least 25 others have been injured in a one-way drone attack. Now, that number of injured has significantly increased since this article was published. This did impact at the base in northeast Jordan as of Friday. Okay, there had been more than 158 attacks on U.S. coalition forces in Iraq, Syria, and actually Jordan. Through the officials, though the officials have described the constant volley of drones, rockets, missiles as unsuccessful, as they have frequently not caused serious injury or damage to infrastructure. Although, a lot of our troops over there are getting TBIs, right? Traumatic brain injuries from these freaking things. It's unclear why air defense failed to intercept the drone, which appears to be the first known attack on Tower 22 since the attacks on the U.S. coalition forces began on October 17th. U.S. forces at the outpost are there as part of an advise and assist mission with Jordan. So they're special forces dudes. U.S. officials have repeatedly said that they do not want to see an increasingly high tensions across the Middle East broaden into a regional war. Too bad. Asked again last week whether the Pentagon assessed that Iranian proxies were stepping up their attacks on U.S. forces, Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh said not necessarily, which is like absolute BS. In a previously recorded interview with ABC News that aired Sunday morning, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General C.Q. Brown said part of the U.S. work is to make sure as things have been happened. This is like a typo. Make sure as things happened in the Middle East is not to have conflict broaden. Blah, 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 blah. So basically what's happening here is, yeah, and I'll just end it there. Basically what's happening here is, look, we're allies of Israel, right? We're like one of the few nations that's like directly supporting Israel. We're sending them weapons and support and money and ammunition. And like, I think you all know my stance on that. Like, Israel was violently attacked on October 7th. And of course they're going to just wipe these mother flowers out, right? They've wanted to for a long time. And that's just the way it is. Like, they're restraining themselves. The Israelis are restraining themselves a lot more than they would like to. I'll put it to you like that, right? But unfortunately, like, everybody sees that we support Israel and they're not happy about it. Therefore, they're going to attack us, right? These Houthis are going fucking crazy. And Iran hates us. Iran's backing themselves into a corner, unfortunately. They've been attacking a lot of other nations, and now a lot of other nations, frankly, are starting to strike back at them, including Turkey, which is like, okay. So we're starting to see a real coalition here. Russia, Iran, North Korea, and China to a degree. But China's starting to get a little upset at this too, because it's affecting their bottom line, right? And China's bottom line always has been and always will be what? Money, okay? Hey, Mayo Monkey, what's going on, bro? So China's bottom line is always going to be money. And the Chinese love money. I mean, if you guys have ever had Chinese friends, I've got some Chinese friends. They love money, okay? And Xi Jinping knows that his economy is foobar right now, dude. Like they can't like used cars are not being sold. Like no one's buying anything in China. People are not having kids in China. Like their economy is effed. Okay, it's totally effed. Um, their stock market is just in ruins. Like they are in serious trouble. So all of this stuff that's happening throughout the world is not honestly is not good for China. Now, like we said, Russia, Iran, North freaking Korea, who cares about them? Is we're starting to see a real, I'm gonna straight up call it an axis of evil come together. And the thing about these nations though is like nobody likes them. Nobody likes them. Like they've got a few like buddies here and there, like the Houthis in Yemen, but nobody likes them. And even like Pakistan, okay, which Pakistan and China are pretty damn close, but now Pakistan's getting pretty upset with Iran. So it really, what we're doing, I think, geopolitically speaking, that is the United States and our allies around the world, such as Britain. I think that we're actually making a smart move here by laying back. Okay, let Iran do what Iran is going to do, and the same thing with China. Let them do what they're going to do. They're not making any friends throughout the world. They're not. All right. You've got like these various factions inside Syria, inside Iraq that are like supported by and funded by and whatever by Iran. But generally and broadly speaking, everybody's getting very upset with Iran right now. And that's good, okay? Because again, they're not making any friends and they're going to start to see themselves get backed further into a very small corner. And which is good because fuck them, right? Nobody likes these people. The government of Iran, even their own people, like they don't like them. Yeah, and see Mayo, like even Saudi's backing out on the BRICS thing, right? So these nations that are causing all of this trouble in an already tumultuous world, like people are pissed, right? Like all the other nations, everyone's thinking and saying the same thing. It's been a fucking hell of a like 4 or 5 years now. Can we all just like move on and strengthen our economies and like get back to some level of prosperity here? That's literally what everybody wants, except these like radical nations. And I'm honestly, I'm putting Russia in with that, right? Like Putin, like what the fuck, bro? Like you gotta invade gosh damn Ukraine now, dude. Like what are you thinking, man? Like that's really it's causing inflation to go like, bro. And it's like it's not even like anyone really gives a shit about Ukraine, dude. Like I don't care about those people. Like who cares? But like the fact that he did it when he did it made it even worse, right? And the fact that Iran's acting the way they are now, supporting these freaking Houthis, like launching attacks on commercial shipping, right? Like, dude, now you're fucking with the bottom line here, which is money. Like, nations don't go to war over nothing, right? Like, everything is because of money, because of natural resources, because of oil flow. Now you're messing with the bottom line, dude, and like you can't do that. So, yeah, everyone's getting pissed at Iran. It's just the way it's going to be. So, with that being said, I've been monitoring, Twitter, and I don't want to call it X. I think that's stupid. I've been monitoring Twitter, and I've been looking at and watching what's been coming out of Britain, the rhetoric coming out of Britain, right? Specifically, and they've been really pushing to get their people ready for like a large scale conflict. So has Sweden. So has other Nordic countries, right? So is other countries within certain other countries within Europe. So like a lot of Western nations are really starting to realize and put the warning call out that like this is really broadening into a very large, potentially large scale world war type conflict. And if we're not already in a world war, which I tend to say we are, it looks like it's heading that way. Now, are we in more of a proxy, World War proxy, Cold War type thing? Yeah, we are. Will that turn into a hot, shoot 'em up type of war? I don't know. And, some people are saying that, like, oh, we can't have another world war the same way that it was in World War II. It just wouldn't work. I don't know. You sure about that? You sure about that? Because I'm not. I think that it could happen. And I think that if nations restrain themselves from using nuclear weapons, which very well could happen, at least for the first while, we could see something turn hot, right? Mayo, when goods do not cross borders, soldiers will. I like that. Frederic Bastiat. Well, I like that, dude. That's smart. And I think it's absolutely the truth, man. So this is what we're looking at here is we're looking at some serious conflict. And like, to be honest, I'm 37, so it doesn't really affect me. I just crossed the age where I don't think they can draft me anymore. I am in the ready reserve program. So, I mean, like, would I go? Yeah, probably. But but for the young guys out there, like, you guys better get your shit together, all right? And like probably get some level of physical fitness because it could happen, like really what it would be concerning for is the global economy, man. And like so far we've seen a really sharp and strong and like crazy V-shaped recovery and a bounce back, at least here in the States, from all the crazy shit that's happened. Our economy is doing great, actually. I mean, not compared to what it should and could be doing, but like considering everything that's happened, we had, more economic data come out on Friday that was good. So like, really what we should be concerned about is like if a big war like that or a more of a conflict were to happen, well, the global economy would just go kaput, and that's really what I'm concerned with economically. What's this doing to our inflation numbers, right? Like, so I think that it's really important to look at that, and I think it's really important to track and follow what's going on geopolitically. I've seen the price of oil steadily increasing over the past week, and that's kind of a leading indicator to what's going on over in the Middle East, right? Now, as far as domestically here, like in CONUS in the United States, we've got Texas openly defying the U.S. government about the border situation, right? Like they've been putting this barbed wire up on the border because we're being inundated and flooded with like people from who knows where. And well, we do know where: China, Iran, freaking like all of our enemies are all coming in, right? So Texas is like, nah, screw that. We're putting barbed wire up. The federal government then said, no, take it down. You can't do that. And Texas was like, fuck you. No, we are. So now the Biden administration has literally threatened Texas with military intervention. Okay. Yo, bro, are you serious over here? The Biden administration is threatening military intervention on fucking one of our states? Bro, get out of here with that shit. We all know you ain't going to do shit. Okay, we all know you're not going to do that. If you did, it would be the last time we see a Democrat in office for a very long time, in my personal opinion. But, like, come on, it's an election year. Get out of here, bro. So they're threatening, they're talking big, but I don't think anything's going to happen. Is there a potential? Yeah. 25 other states have like come out in support of Texas. It's concerning to see the fractioning turning into something like this, where literally you've got other states joining with Texas and saying, hey, listen, like we're allied with you. Literally got our states fractioning up and like openly discussing the possibility of a civil war, which is like very fucking concerning in an election year, which is pretty unheard of. Well, maybe not, but it's rhetoric at this point, right? That's all it is rhetoric. Nothing's going to happen, but it's rhetoric, and it's concerning. Now, as far as the economy goes, I mentioned that we're doing good. All right, we're recovering quite well. Inflation is dampening down. We've got to that point in the inflation number. I think it was 3.4 right now for not PMI. I want to say PMI. It's not PMI. I'm spacey today, guys. So Anyway, the inflation number is roughly 3.4, 3.6, something like that. And we're going to start to see it, bounce up and down a little bit, but we're thinking that the economy is going to recover, make a full recovery, and a soft landing is looking honestly a little more likely, and it's looking like the Fed might start to cut rates here within the year. At what point? I don't know. Wall Street's pricing in March. I think that's a little optimistic, but at some point, I think we will start to cut rates. The real concern here is that if we don't cut rates, we'll go into a recession. If we cut rates too soon, reinflation. So it's a tricky balance. Are we out of the woods? Not by a long shot, but we are getting close. Okay. And it's interesting to see how quickly we've recovered from this, quite frankly speaking. Now, as far as immigration goes, I did touch on that a little bit as well. It's a big freaking concern. We've got a lot of people coming in here that we don't know who the hell they are. In no way are they vetted. There's absolutely with a 100% certainty, a lot of spies and a lot of special forces from different nations sleeping within our borders. All right. Just waiting for orders. They're in our borders. They're waiting for orders. And we got to be ready for that. Okay. So all of our sheepdogs out there, stay ready, get ready, stay ready. Stay ready so you don't got to get ready is what I'm saying. The immigration crisis is real, and we've just got people flooding in. We've got this freaking smoke monkey in office he's a far left controlled dude. All right. And it's a bad situation. They're realizing that none of the American Democrats, very few, are going to vote for this guy again. So their plan is to bring in more assholes to, get more votes. That's their whole thing. But they're not thinking strategically about this, that we're also at war with Iran and all these people right now. And that's not a good idea, but they don't care, right? They just don't care. So that's kind of the update for you there as far as in my view, what's going on. We've got a lot of crime going, burglaries are increasing, things like that, and extortion. I'm going to call it petty crime, but it's not so petty if it happens to you, right? Lord forbid. But we've got that increasing as the economy wavers. You've got kind of two separate economies that we're really looking at right now: the economy for the average person, the economy for the affluent. And even the affluent are spending a lot less right now. So again, are we out of the woods? Not by a long shot, but it does look like we are starting to recover. So that's good news. I'm going to open it up to you guys. I know we don't got a lot of guys and girls in it here today with us, but if you do have anything to add, now would be a good time. I'm just going to read a couple of texts that I got. Okay. All right. So, and basically that's kind of it. Now, next live stream that we do, I'm going to open it up and we're going to have a Q&A. I know I've gotten a few questions and comments over the past, month or two that I will get to during that. You guys are always welcome to send me questions either in the comments here or at gutterfightingsecrets@gmail.com. Richie the Wolf, what's going on, man? So feel free to always send me questions and I will get to them on the Q&A. If you guys like what we're doing here, feel free to obviously subscribe, and share, all of that jazz. If anybody has any questions out there, I know there is a lag of about a minute in between when you type and what I see, but feel free to throw it down there. Otherwise, I am going to probably make this a little bit of a shorter stream today. I know I've been going for about 24 minutes. I'll make it an even 30 before I hang up on you guys. But listen, again, this is the reason why we train. Okay. This is the reason why we train is because the world is an unstable freaking place. And, the notion that we're going to end up in some type of apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic scenario where you've got to grab your AR-15 and defend the homestead, that's unlikely. It's highly unlikely. But the notion that you should be prepared to defend yourself and your people and your family against violent crime, that's absolutely a realistic scenario. And so this is why we train. We train hand-to-hand combat for a reason, is because you can't always have a gat next to you. Unfortunately, it's the truth, especially when you travel. Obviously, I travel quite a bit internationally, and I can't bring a weapon with me, right? I can't even bring a knife, okay? Like, legally speaking. And when you are traveling internationally, the last thing you want to do is break one of their laws, right? Because you are open to prosecution. And in some of these countries that I go to, the US can't help you, right? There's no extradition. So you don't want to do that. And I've learned these things the hard way going through immigration and customs checkpoints and whatnot. They will search you shit. And like, if they find a tactical knife or like anything like that, it makes you a highly suspicious person. You don't want that smoke, all right? Not overseas. So it's really important that we train hand-to-hand combat. How do we fight with a gosh damn pen, right? And then again, armed combatives like pistol, rifle, shotgun, all that stuff, knife, whatever, baton. It's also highly important because there are going to be times potentially that that is the way of it, right? And we need to know how to operate a rifle. We need to know how to operate a pistol, right? How to operate a submachine gun. Like all of these things, like you should be actively training on, even if you don't have access to it. Let's say you live in the UK where it's a complete police state. Okay, but you should probably learn your way around an AR platform, right? Learn your way around a pistol and a shotgun. It's not a bad thing to know because you never know. Hey, it's that old Hebrew saying, you never know. So growing up in Jersey and New York, like I've heard that a million times, but you know something? It is the truth. It is the truth. You never know. So this is why we train, ladies and gentlemen, because the world is falling apart around our shoulders. And we see it everywhere we go in the news every single day. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't want to be a doomsday sayer or whatever. Like, I don't want to, like, there's enough channels that do that to get views. And like, frankly speaking, whatever. If that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. But here on Gutter Fighting Secrets, we're solution oriented. We're solution oriented, and I want every one of you out there to be prepared to defend your people. And I respectively will defend mine. And I want you to be able to train your people to be able to defend their people, right? So it's like a chain reaction. I train Bob, Bob trains Sally, Sally trains Susan, Susan trains Jim, right? Whatever, you get my point. And we need more prepared citizens throughout the world, throughout the nations, right? We all know we're under attack. Here in the United States, we're under attack. In Britain, you're under attack. In France, you are under attack. So we're all like, it's the West, frankly speaking, that is under attack. Thank you, Terminator. I appreciate that, man. Welcome. The West is under attack. I mean, that's just the way it is from the East. I mean, and that's just, I'm going to say it. Like, the East is attacking the West. Nothing new there. Let's defend ourselves. Now, when I say defend ourselves, I don't mean to do anything. Don't do anything until you would fucking tell anyone I say to do it, because I'm telling you not to fucking do it. Mimic Christy. But we absolutely need to be prepared to defend ourselves. We do need the Terminator on our side more than ever. Absolutely we do. Because things are getting just absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy. The world's on fire. Let's put it out, right? Let's be prepared. Let's grab our fire extinguishers. You guys know I'm a former firefighter. I'm all about it, right? So let's definitely get ready. And the most important thing at this point that I believe that we can be doing, besides having a savings account, besides perhaps having some of our assets in precious metals, perhaps besides having access to some type of defensive means, is getting ourselves in good physical condition. Because if you're healthy and you're in good physical condition, you can endure a lot more. And that's just the way of it. Okay. That's just what it is. So I highly encourage you guys to eat healthy, train, right? Take care of yourself, get rest, all of that. Train combatives. Okay. Watch my stuff, but then also go out there and find a place where you can physically train combatives and spar. train on the range. Okay, it's a flat range, whatever. It's not that great. Go. All right, go and do it. Right, practice tap, rack, all that stuff. Right, go out there and take some training seminars. Go to Orion Training Group, learn CQB. Go to One Shepherd, learn small unit tactics. Go to whatever. Right, get some driver training. Whatever. Get medical training. Do it. Okay, do it. Do it. And that's what I'm highly encouraging you guys to do: is stay ready, okay? So you don't got to get ready, but get ready if you're not already ready. And that's what I'll leave you at. I got to go, guys. I got plans today, but it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you all. And I will see you on the next live stream. We'll update you guys next week. Thanks for checking in, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, Mother Flowers.